computer. Okay, officially welcome to the November Inner Circle call, you guys. I haven't done Inner Circle actually probably for a couple of years. It's been Stuart's gig, and today he was starting to prepare a presentation for you guys, and I said, do you really want to talk about what you're going to talk about? Let's talk about this Amazon #1 stuff, because it's like the topic of the hour and it's so fresh in my head. I said, let's get this out there while it's fresh in my head so these guys can reverse engineer it and learn about it and what they can do for their books. And what I actually just realized earlier is that for those of you who are authors from past, you can actually relaunch. I've just written myself a note here. So if I'm looking here to the side, you can actually relaunch an existing book. The only disadvantage to that is that it's not coming out as a new release, because new releases are kind of prioritized by Amazon, you know, and they promote them more organically for the author. But I have just realized that you can do launches and relaunches if you want to hit up the #1 bestseller. So that's a good thing that I was just thinking about. Actually, you know, there's different things that you can do if you've gone too far. I thought you just have to be fresh and not tell anyone and all that, but actually I believe you can relaunch as well. So I'm going to share my desktop screen with you guys, and I'm going to start talking through, because I need to show you different things on the computer. So I'm just going to start talking through a list of 10 things that I had to consider. So I read a few books on this, of course, and then I kind of reverse engineer what I should do. And these are the 10 things that I think were the key things that needed to be considered. So the first thing, and these are kind of in the order of how they should be done. The first thing that I did was keywords searching, okay? So certain keywords are more searched than others. And it's actually difficult to figure that out unless you have a tool. Like, there's ways of doing it, but I didn't want to do it the slow and hard way. I wanted to do it the fast and speedy way, because I didn't want to like research and see what the keyword that gets prompted into Amazon that you start typing up that's relevant to your book. So I discovered there was a tool called KDP Spy. Okay, Kindle Direct Publishing Spy, KDP Spy. And I'm going to open up Chrome here, and I'm going to show you. So don't quote me on this, but I think it was about $47 US. Okay, and in here, this is, if you can see this little man with a little spy hat, that's the little plugin that ends up being created on Chrome, not Safari, on Chrome. It doesn't work on Safari. So what you do is Amazon.com. Let's pretend Amazon.com.au. You go into Amazon, and if you want to spy on like who are bestsellers and how many books are selling and all that kind of stuff, let me go into the Kindle store. Now all of this, no, hang on. KDP Spy, let me just tap on him. Okay. He's loading. Okay, so let's just see here. And shop by department, Kindle, ebooks. Why is he doing? Oh no, I don't know. All right, I'm just going into, hang on, I just got to move this screen over to this section here. And of course, technology is not going to play with us sometimes. So let me just click on there. And why isn't it doing it? Let me try just normal Amazon. And what's going on? Kindle store, okay. Kindle ebooks, cool. And along here, we should get the categories. Oh yes, here they are. All right, so let's pretend we're going to business and money, and we look up, so you go into business and money, and then you press on the Kindle Spy Man. And it'll tell us who is the current bestseller, and also it'll tell us how many books, like is there a lot of competition in the books. What? Sorry, guys. Come on. Okay, it's taken me there. All right. So you tap on the man, and we'll go into business and money. All right. So let's now go look here. Come on. Waiting. All right. So it's going to start coming up with a list. Now I'm going to give you some tips around this. Let me just get my piece of paper. And this call is going to be a bit technical, and it's going to work. The internet, we just have to see how it goes. All right. So what we're looking for here is sales rank. Okay. So we can see here a sales rank. We can see the best-selling book in the big business categories, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which is obviously a very well-known book. Over 100,000 sales rank is shit. Okay, that's how you need to remember it. Under 1,000, it's selling like hotcakes. So we can see that this category, sorry, I've reverted to talking categories first. It doesn't matter. Categories and keywords we're going to talk about. 10,000 is good, but over 30,000, it's slowing down. So you might want to, when you listen to this recording, write this down so you understand what you're looking for here. Okay. So an example, this particular sales rank within this category, which is the big business one, is actually not very good because there's a lot of competition and a lot of books even under 1,000. Okay, so highly, highly competitive. Women in business, let's look at this one. So we just click on there. We then go back to our, Nick is sending stuff. All right, so we go into this one. And now this is the one where I actually posted my book. This was one of my top categories that I got #1 in. So what we were looking for is no more than 3 books under 1,000, which this had, as you can see, 2,500, 197, and then 10 books over 30,000, and no more than 10 books over 30,000. So that's kind of sitting there. It's not super competitive, but it's not like absolutely crap. Okay, so you look and have a look and research your categories by pressing on the category along the left hand side, putting the KDP Spy guide on, and looking at the sales rank. So this is the most important part. By the way, there is training videos through this software that tells you step by step how to understand these categories. All right. So ask any questions as I'm going along because it can get a little bit, I'm just going to open the chat box. Okay. All right. So I can't see anything there. The next tool I want to share with you. So this was KD Spy for me to kind of go, these are the categories that are good to select. And you want to select your 2 or 3 that you're going to post your book up as, and then you have apparently permission to email Amazon to have up to 10 of these. So initially when you're uploading the book to Amazon, you can only choose 2. But you can then send an email on Amazon and say, look, I want to add these 8 additional categories to my book, which means then you have 10 opportunities to make it a #1 bestseller. So yesterday, over the weekend, I hit #1 in 4 categories. And like today, I think I #1 in paid in 2, okay? The next tool I want to share with you, so this is really good for having a look at competition and things like that. The next tool is a separate little program, and it's called KDP Rocket, and it's here on my computer, KDP Rocket. Okay. So this tool is the tool, so this tool currently is sold for $97 US, and it's a once off purchase. Apparently they're looking to move it to monthly, like monthly repayments and all that sort of stuff. So if you're serious about this, grab these couple of tools. They're about $150 US altogether. So they're the only 2 tools that I used for this whole thing, because it allows you to do so much awesome research and all that sort of stuff. So this one is the one that will do the keyword search, right? So again, this one also has tutorial videos. To understand it fully, I suggest watching these video tutorials. They only go for 5 or 6 minutes, but they're really good. This is actually what I had to do to fully understand all this stuff that was here across the top. But let's go. I'll just put the word find or test your book idea, and I'm gonna go business growth. go get them rocket, and it'll give me some alternate words to business growth and whether or not it's a good word, or what are some alterations to the business growth word. And here we can see there's a lot of, there's less than 100 searches, so maybe that's not such a good one. So what I kept doing with this tool is I kept trying different words, test your book idea, test your book idea, until I compiled a list of 15 keywords. So these 15 keywords are going to be the words that you're going to sprinkle right through your description of your book that's going to be uploaded into Amazon. Okay, you're going to sprinkle them right through. But Amazon's going to allow you to have your top 7 when you're uploading the book. So very, very important for obviously search engine optimization. So I created myself a folder here on my computer, documents, books, retreat book, bestseller. And in a list, I actually put together my keywords for my retreats book. So if I flick that open, you can see I use guide, retreats, make money at home, women's events, work from home, hobs, jobs from, so these were kind of like I had written here 60, 80, 80, which were like numbers to do with reasonable, not a lot of competition, but searched a lot, like business success books, it's searched a lot, but it didn't have a lot of competition. So I just researched and researched and researched and figured out what are my top 15. And of course, they have to be kind of relevant to what your book is about. So let me close that one. So in here, what I created myself a little folder where I put together all the bits and pieces that I needed to use. And on a separate piece of paper, I wrote down what categories, like I have a little sheet here where I wrote down what categories I should be choosing and putting my book under. All right, so 2 tools, KDP Spy, KDP Rocket, are the ones that I utilize to do my research around keywords, okay? Are there any questions as we're going? Is this spinning your head out a little bit, or are you guys okay and getting it? Let me see if I've got any questions here in the chat box. Okay, no questions. You're intently listening. All right. So step number, pretty cool, Marty says. All right, so step 1 was keywords, KDP Rocket, KDP Spy. You kind of can use both for categories, and like you can use KDP Rocket for categories as well. Okay, so, but those 2 tools were really good tips to save a ton of time. All right, so the cover and title, okay? So we can see here, some of these bestsellers, and what I learned, oops, go back. What I learned was that it was really, really important to make the name of the book really pop out when you see the little image, the little icon onto a computer screen, and it's even smaller than that, right? And you can see here some of the ones that are doing quite well. The words and the titles are quite big, right? And in the face. So that's why, Marty, I said today that I really liked how your title was quite big across the top. And this is some of the instructions I've also given Nick to create more of those really poppy, because that's the first thing that people see. Of course, the image is important as well, but people kind of, it gives them an idea what they're in for, especially when we're thinking about search engine optimization and people seeing it on a computer screen a lot smaller. And of course, bright colors do really, really well. So sometimes if you've done the keywords research, sprinkling those through your tagline, title and your description, that's also really, really important to have, because it just gives more ability for other people to find you and for Amazon to optimize you for their search engines. I learned that timing is everything, and of course you guys would have realized that, as I was having this launch team experience, I mean, I started and asked for a launch team about 6 weeks ago in the private group, and a lot of you put their hand up. We got up to about 60 people, so thank you very much. And I needed to figure out and set aside 4 or 5 days to do this properly. So you would set aside time from the Friday right through to Tuesday or Wednesday the next week. So I think you need about 5 days. I mean, you're not going to be inundated, but you will need to be following up with people, making sure they're okay, leaving your review and all that kind of stuff. So I needed to finish my national tour and any travel so that I have this period of 5 days where I can just be around the computer and checking things and taking screenshots and responding to people and asking my launch team and reminding them and all that kind of stuff. So it's really good to get organized, to ask who would be part of your launch team, but obviously you work backwards, because you want to give your launch team 2 weeks to read your book so they can leave a proper review. I mean, it's a bit dodgy if you're asking people to leave your review by just downloading the book and just because they like you. That's not right, and Amazon would not want to know that you have done that. So you cannot ask people for 5-star reviews. Just let them do whatever they want, and I'm sure if they're your supporters, they're going to leave you lovely reviews. Remember, something that we encountered during this launch was that people who had not spent more than $50 on Amazon over the past 6 months could not leave a review, which means the review leavers had to have verified purchases and had to be verified, and they're the ones that turned up on mine, and I think I ended up with 8 or 9, which is good. So the aim is to end up with between 5 to 10 reviews, and of course I suggest getting a launch team that's going to have maybe 1 to every 4, so maybe 40 people if you're going to get 10. I had a 50 or 60 people, and a lot of them had the issue of leaving the review, so therefore we got to about 8 or 9. So just kind of do your numbers. Don't rely that every single person you ask is going to be able to leave a review, or we'll do it when you say so. And when we upload the book onto Amazon, what we select is to register it for what's called KDP Select, Kindle Direct Publishing Select. What that means is that your book is exclusive to Amazon. You cannot sell it anywhere else. You can certainly link to it from your website, but you cannot sell it anywhere else. You're exclusive to them. Why? Because they allow you to then run free promotion days, which is what I did over the weekend just gone. My Saturday and Sunday were my free promotion days where my launch team could download the book for free and leave me a review in turn, which also got me so quickly to the #1 bestseller in terms of a free 100. So I'm just going to show you guys those screenshots that I saved up for myself. So you obviously are reviewing and watching where the book is going and how well it's going. So I think, let me go here, free. So here we go. Even in the massive business category of business and investing, where you guys saw the 7 effective habits of highly successful people, you can see that we reached top free 100, #1 in business and investing. And then the second category was business biographies and primers. The third category was small business and entrepreneurship. And the fourth one was women in business. So 4 categories, like #1 in all of those. Today, you can see here in the top 100 page, we got #1 for business biographies and primers, and #1 for women in business for paid up here. So I took all my screenshots, obviously, as proof, and then I went and got myself the stamp. The stamp for #1 Amazon bestseller, which now Nick, as you can see, some of these updates that he's been doing for me have been amended, and Nick has been creating some of these images. So let me show you. We just reworked the cover because I'm going to re-upload for my launch tomorrow, and let me show you what he's been doing and what's potentially available to you. Oh, he must be reworking them. They're meant to be here. He must be removing some of the old covers. All right, maybe by the end of the call they'll appear in there and I can show you. But he did some amazing things. Let me just see it. No, it's not here. Okay, he did some amazing things in terms of little promotional images I can use tomorrow with the book, and I added the stamp, and now I have one with a stamp and one without a stamp, and I can print it now like that as well. Okay, so your launch team is also really good to use in terms of going through any proofreading. So my launch team, about 3 or 4 people picked up some errors here and there, tiny little things. But again, I was able to tell my design and tweak it up and get it re-uploaded so that it's all correct. So that was really handy even before I uploaded the book. Now the book does not get uploaded onto Amazon until the Friday morning because you want to kind of be that new release. Okay, so you want to be that new release. You want to be, prioritized by Amazon and have the momentum to happen all in the sort of few days that it's working. You're working through it. By the way, once your free promo finishes, of course, you want to have set up your price, whatever your standard price you want to sell the book at is. I suggest, of course, you guys have heard of the 99 cents book. Which is the minimum you can sell your book on Amazon US dollars, and it's 136 Australian. And that's the way to get that paid #1 bestseller as well. So that's really really important to know and to remember. So Friday is the day you upload stuff, you put your description and all that kind of stuff. Saturday and Sunday you choose to be your free days. And then Monday you go to paid and launch. And for us, because we wanted to make some amendments, we didn't launch properly today, so we will be doing that tomorrow. So that was my number 6. I'm upload on Amazon. So first Friday, you set it up, you join the KDP Select, and then we set it up. By the way, when I'm uploading stuff, I will ask you guys, do you want to do the Amazon thing? And when, and you can time it with me because I will happily show you how to do all those bits and pieces so that you can have the opportunity to get the elusive stamp that everyone views so highly. Okay, the description of your book when you are uploading your book onto Amazon. Yes, it's great to have the blurb from the back of your cover, but you should expand on it. Okay, and as I said, sprinkle all of your keywords throughout it. Okay, so sprinkle your keywords throughout it so that you have the most opportunity to get into the high search engine optimized and algorithms, right? So so for me, I got Stuart, like I did 300-400 words, and then I got him to finish it for me. So just to show you what it looks like, retreat book, bestseller. He did the description, Malva keywords, promo pics. Where is it? I may not have put it in here. Let me just see. Free book offer. No, I may have moved it, you guys. But I can, if you I can show it to you. Actually, I can show it to you. If we go to amazon.com.au, and I'll show you where it appears and where you can also check for your bestseller. So recently viewed, I'll just go back to fully booked retreats. And if you flick down here, it's here. It's basically a quite lengthy description of the book. So that's what it will appear. So you're welcome to read up on it and see how it's written. That's where usually to check bestseller, it occurs here, but I've republished the book with some changes. So that's why it's not showing up there. Let me see one more other spot if I can find it on so I can show you. I just republished it before and I need to do it again tonight before tomorrow. But let me see if it'll show. Sometimes these numbers disappear. So usually there are numbers here. Let's look at another book. Let's look at any other book just to show you what you're looking for. Let's go with this dude. All right. So if we look at his book, he's got his description. Let's have a look at how long his is. Okay, so it's not as long as mine, but the recommended is 500 words. Okay, down here, flick down. Okay, he's got some other bits and pieces. Okay, so we can see here. So usually mine had this before, but because it's been republished, it's disappeared for a moment. But we can see here, he's number 7 in Kindle Store under this category. Again, number 7 here and number 10. And you can see the overall Kindle Store ranking. So this is where you will be seeing rankings. And if we clicked on Assassinations, and we got to that there, we would find his book here at number 7, and this is the screenshot you would take. And of course, if you can take it like this, so you can see Amazon bestsellers, and when you see the stuff at the top, once you're number 1, it's the best screenshot to prove that you got to number 1. All right, so let's get rid of that now. All right, check every hour, you guys. Check every hour over this period that you're kind of free and paid period, because it updates hourly. All right. And you can just have your computer open and refresh and go and check it and all that sort of stuff. But this is the thing. This is why I got so disheartened that it was so easy, is because, I mean, mine's been staying at number one kind of constantly, like there, hovering above those in the first five. But yeah, it just happens. And, you know, initially the first few hours, nothing might happen. For me, was I woke up on Sunday morning when I had told the launch team to start leaving stuff on Saturday night, and that's when I found it to be number one. Ask people to share and win. So something that I created a couple of days ago, and I'm going to recreate it with this new book cover, are some promo pics using Canva. So I created some of these images that are going to go on Facebook tomorrow, and I created, there you go, he's added files, so I'm going to see if I can share those with you. But you can see, like, launch day 99 cents, the book cover. Here's a different one, 24-hour book sale. And I've put my little Bitly link. I've created a Bitly link so people can sort of find where they would find the book. So there's another one there for Instagram. I've got this one, and what else have I got here? That was the other exciting news, and then share and win. So I'm going to have a little share and win competition. So tomorrow, so from the morning, I'll post it and say anyone who shares it and comments what book out of these 8 you would like, I will send 3 people the Fully Booked Retreats book, as well as any one of those other 8 books as an option. So just to sort of increase exposure and sharing amongst people for the day. So I haven't even done a proper launch or anything. As I said, I was so geared up for this to make it like sell so many books and get it shared and all that. And it's kind of like, okay, well, I kind of achieved the goal, but I'm still going to go ahead with it. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to go ahead with it because it's important to go through the whole experience and see how much momentum I create tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see how the sales spike up. Obviously, in the back end of my Amazon, it'll tell me how many downloads and all that sort of stuff I have gotten. But basically, I created also some emails. You know, this was an email that I created to send out to my launch team when it was time to buy the book for free and leave a review with some instructions. By the way, guys, I'm happy to share these templated stuff, and you can adjust them for your own launch when the time comes. I've also got here another email, you know, for the Sunday night, the exciting news thing that I did last night, and I copied and pasted, and then Monday post, which become Tuesday now. So I've written a nice value adding post and another one. I'm going to do another one because I'm not going to clog social media with one post just put everywhere and all over the place. We're going to very strategically timeline everything. Now we did do let me see my VA folder, a schedule for the launch team. No, that was my launch team. So there's a spreadsheet that my VA was putting together for the launch team. So keeping everyone in one spot. And I just want to find my scheduling thing that we actually did yesterday. Where did I put it? Launch pics. Yes. Monday, 12th of November. Here we go. My schedule. All right. So this becomes Tuesday because we decided to go one day late. So I kind of wrote myself a schedule as to when I'm going to do different things. Okay, so send email out 8 a.m. to full list. Stu to put post on personal profile too. Facebook ads. We were going to run ads. We're not running ads anymore. Apparently, Stuart reckons Facebook ads don't work very well for this. So we've actually scrapped that idea now. A live stream at 9 a.m. Now I'm going to live stream probably at 8 tomorrow because I already did one today. Live stream in the author mastermind group. So ask for support, blah, blah, blah. And then times that I'm going to post on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, the share and win post first. Now then 10 a.m. remind Jono and Francesca to share with their audiences. So some people of influence who I know would like to support me. I will ask them to share my stuff with their big networks. Post in the UBS and also with the Way to Riches, which are my 2 massive groups, and of course my 2 fan pages here. Lindy, my VA here, to go into appropriate groups we're a part of, and spread 3 to 4 different posts with different images at different times throughout the day, excluding the groups that we own or manage. Midday, put up an article in LinkedIn. Obviously, this is all just really quickly done up. 1 p.m. update on personal profiles, update people that we've hit #1, and we keep promoting it. And 5 p.m. second email to go to the list, and 7 p.m. announce winner of the share and win for the day. So that's kind of like a bit of a mock-up as to what we will be doing all day tomorrow, around, pretty much set aside the day to be able to execute these. And I'm going to refine my images here. So let's see, Nick has just sent a message that he has updated my some of these covers. So let's have a look at here, retreats cover. Oh, here we go. Check these out. Look at this, how exciting. So we changed the cover. So here's the Amazon #1 bestseller. Here he's done a scene, a different scene. Obviously he's done JP. Sorry. So the second scene is without the stamp. So we want one with the stamp and one without the stamp. Then we've got something like this, and he's put the little stamp there, and then he's done one without a stamp, just because I may use it for different things. And again, over here as well. So they look really, really cute and really, what did I do? Okay, really tangible. There's a different one. I like this one. This one, my favorites. There's another one with no stamp, and so on and so forth. A different one here, as you can see them on the side of the screen. And then the normal 3D book cover that he's put together with stamp and no stamp. And then the final cover. So I'll be updating that for myself in Amazon. So they're just some ideas as to what I'm going to do in some of the promotional pictures. All right, so when you do see yourself as a bestseller, do take those screenshots. As I said, file them away so that you can prove and show that it's from Amazon. Crop them so that they look nice and neat and all that sort of stuff. I took some on my phone as well. And of course, you can add that best-selling stamp onto your book. But promotion over the 5-day period that I said. The upload period. And again, you might need to make some tweaks alongside. The last 24 hours, I've been adjusting a couple of different things with the visuals and changing some stuff over. And now I'm fully ready to properly launch. But as I said, I was so ready for so much more work and promotion over what has happened as a result. It's great. But again, I'm glad I have had the personal experience of understanding this whole process properly, so I can answer questions for you guys and be able to assist you if this is something you want to do for yourselves. It does add credibility, no matter what. It's Amazon seems to be the front runner in terms of, is your book on there? How well has it done? Blah, 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 all those questions sometimes people ask you. But ultimately, just know that, serve people and go out there and do stuff with your physical book, right? Do the necessary things to, get it out there physically first. I'm a big believer, because it's great to have a stamp, but also it's really important to monetize and get your return on investment from those opportunities that I always talk about. Thanks, Gerda. So Gerda, I don't know if you joined earlier, but I believe, I can't see the videos. I want to put the videos back on, you guys. Hang on, I've just got so many things opened up. I want to try to see you guys now. Hang on. Video settings. What has happened? Let me just turn off the chat. Where's YouTube? You guys can see me, because I don't know what I've done. Maybe I'll stop sharing for a moment. There we are. Oh, okay. Okay, I can see Margarita, and I can see Marty, and Gerda's got her picture there. Okay, I can see the chat box and all of that. So Gerda, something I was saying before, maybe you weren't here right from the beginning, but I've realized that even people who have launched their book in the past, we can refine how the book's been uploaded into Amazon and still add some keywords and spruce up the description and choose the categories and choose extra ones by emailing Amazon. And you could put your book, you don't necessarily even have to put it for free. You can just reduce it to the Kindle to 99 cents and run like a promotion, because you've got a lot of followers and a lot of supporters, who might want an electronic version. I mean, that's only if you want to, get that number one seller. She says, yes. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So it is a little bit of extra work. It is extra work, guys. There's no doubt about it. It's worth it once you get the stamp. In the Amazon upload process, I will help, but I can't sit there and research all the things that I've taught you how to do. You will need to do your part of it. If for some reason you want me alongside you and, kind of doing things, and you want to utilize my KDP Spy and KDP Rocket, ask me, but I will have to charge some amount for my time to get it all sorted, because the people actually do this as a business, this kind of strategy. And I never, my intention was never to do it. I just wanted to see how easy or hard it was just to learn it for myself and teach it to you. But if you follow this video, it's got actually all the steps that I've said. So, but yeah, let me know if anyone's interested. I'd be happy to, work out what that can look like. So are there any questions? Because, oh my God, I can't believe I've covered off so much content in like 40 minutes of talking. I thought this is going to take me 2 hours. Thought it was going to be like, oh my God. And by the way, because there's only 5 or 6 of you, I can take you off mute if you want to ask me. So Marty, I can see you typing. It's going to take you off mute.
No, I was just going to say, Nat, does that mean you're a 4 times #1 bestseller?
Oh my God. I don't know if that means, no, I think what that means is when they have 4 books. But that's now given me an idea. I could run every single one of my books through this promotional thing one time per week, reduce them all. Because to me, selling a Kindle book for 99 cents, it's really no big deal. For me, it's like, okay, get the downloads, take the pick, I'm #1 bestseller, and I could put stamps on all of my books. I'm curious, I might test it on one of my other books that's been an older book, so that to see how this might work for our older authors who've been out a little while longer. So to see if you can reignite it and actually bring it up to #1, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
And what kind of list do you think you need to have before you could go ahead with that? Or is there Amazon promotion pretty good as well?
I think that with the use of the power of social media, and if you make it your mission to kind of be very active in 10 groups over like a 3 or 4 week period, where you add valuable posts and all that sort of stuff, and then let them know that there's a new book. Maybe the books that I was reading about it was suggesting that you actually pre-launch the way we teach you to pre-launch anyway at retreat and throughout that period. But I chose not to say anything about it, because for me, I knew I had a following and had launched books before, so I didn't need to announce it and kind of go through that whole process that I suggest first-time authors do. But for you guys, it would be, well, yeah, this is why we're going to encourage you on Friday night at retreat to start building up, people getting excited, following your authoring journey through you starting to write it, to submitting it to editing, all that kind of stuff. But ideally, we want you guys to pre-sell as many hard copy books as possible, because they're going to give you a lot more return on investment at the front end to get through a lot of the first 500 books rather than the Kindle version. This is why I'm sort of saying, why don't you actually kind of stagger the Kindle version maybe 6 months after the physical one. Don't put pressure on yourself. There's no need to rush it, and then kind of do like a flash sale of, hey, I'm doing a special 24-hour thing launch. And anyone who hasn't bought obviously the physical one or has been hovering around, then they'll get the special one. But I reckon get rid of as many of the physical ones, just because I think you guys are going to get some cash back, better off financially, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so that's been helpful. Yeah, that's what if I was doing it now for the first time, what advice I would give myself would be that, knowing how it works. There's no need to launch both. I think a lot of our authors will get uploaded on Amazon. They're so excited and go, oh, my book's on Amazon, and yeah, great. But did you do anything with it? Did you think through the strategy of what to release that, the little screenshot that it is uploaded and available there? So I think we just need to manage this back end process in Amazon to make sure it's set up all detailed. What I think and what I've seen, because I've had my books uploaded on Amazon in the past by others, when I went back into the back end, it was very rushed, like almost like, oh, pluck the title, put the book cover, put a short description, and it was just like, of course, I mean, these people may not know the full now science behind this, so I'm not blaming anybody, but now that I know it, there's so much you can do in the setup process to give it the best shot.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, cool. All right, I'll put you back on mute. Who else has a question, you guys? Where are you?
I do.
You've unmuted yourself. Yes, go for it. How are you?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just thinking, I have people wanting to buy it already.
Cool.
People interested.
Yes.
But if I put it then as a Kindle release,
yes,
then they're going to be buying that at 99 cents instead of
$20 or something.
Yeah,
so that's what you don't.
It's not really a good way to go when you're initially launching.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, and this is why you guys should get to the physical version. This Kindle stuff is great, when you're writing books in the future, if you don't want to print so many as well, just to have it there and bring out shorter ones. This one's only 20,000 words, half the size of what I encourage you to write. Why? Because it was never intended to be this physical book, right? For me, I printed a few physical copies. I don't know, I just like the physical, and I only ordered like a carton because I know I sell them at my half-day workshops. I sold 10 before I actually got the first version of it. I just told people. So I may as well have them for $20 because that's now paid for my whole process of, going through this publishing and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, first-time authors, focus on the physical book sales. Get a bit of your ROI. At least if you sell those 500 for $20, it's 10 grand. And then we can, the Kindle will be there. The Kindle will be created for you. You've got the Amazon upload. You don't need to rush the setup of that until you can focus on it, and then do that flash sale as I suggested, and then run a proper campaign when you can focus for 4 or 5 days on it, because then it'll turn up as a new release on Amazon, and that'll give it the best chance. When it's a new release, it's got that extra oomph compared to, say, Gerda, who's been out for 2 years. I think she would have really good good. And Gerda, one thing, if you're still there, of course you're still there, I can see your face, well, your picture, but you might consider changing the cover for your Kindle to make, I don't know if you were here for that when I was talking about the name really popping out and having really strong colors. So what with Gerda's book, it's kind of white and purple, the branding, which is awesome, and she's on it. But I'm thinking, if you want to go Kindle, like for the Kindle, you can actually just create a 2D book cover that looks a little bit different to your actual physical book cover. Yes, you heard that. Yeah, just a suggestion. And anyway, you've had it out for 2 years. You might want to just give it a new look, and all of a sudden it freshens it up. I'm really seriously considering, guys, changing a lot of my book covers now. A lot of them. Like I'm so sick of looking at some of them. I'm just bored with them. I think they're so old-fashioned. I'm like, happy to change it. The Kindle version might be good as a launch into the US market. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely good. Anything else, Margarita? Any other questions that you have?
Oh, probably heaps, but none that I can think of right now.
Well, anyway, we're going to be hanging out next weekend, and you guys can bring up all those questions. But this is a good recording to come back to anyway for everybody. Just to go, hey, this is what it actually feels like, looks like. And while it's really fresh in my head, it was good to do it tonight because the more further away I move from it, we start to delete, distort, and, generalize everything that happened. But yeah, just feeling a little bit disheartened that it was too easy. I don't know. I'm happy, but I'm not like, oh my God, like, you know, achieving this massive goal and I'm like celebrating. It's like, okay, it happened and I almost did nothing for it. Why did I do all this work, like in creating all these special images for tomorrow and all? But I'm going to see it through because I'm be curious how many downloads I generate over, say, the promotions tomorrow. So yeah. Cool. Well, I'll put you back on mute and see if there's anyone else wants to come off mute. We've still got Sharon here, Yolanda, Gerda. You know, so Gerda's a veteran author that's here, and all the other guys are just about, I think all of you guys are coming to next week's retreat. I think that the 4 others are coming next week's retreat. I love that, she says. Awesome. Oh, well, if there's no one else that wants to come off mute and ask me questions. Sharon, I can see your face. Hang on. You put your camera, so I'm going to unmute you. Hey, gorgeous. Hang on. I can't hear you. No, hang on. I haven't taken a...
I'm pressing.
There you are. No. You're pressing it and then I'm unpressing it.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, cool.
Okay. I was just, I've taken lots of notes, but it's all a little bit, you know, overwhelming when we're not even halfway there yet. Did you say that you will help us with this again through the launch process? I'm
more than happy when we're ready to go into, so I'm intending anyway to write a mini manual for you guys.
Yeah.
With kind of steps and checklists and things like that. So give me this period over the December, January when I can, because I want to have it, not just for you and for me and for everyone that's coming and everyone that's been, so you guys can go through it. But definitely when it's time, let's hold off this Amazon upload when we can focus on it properly so that we don't stuff it up, because it's not going to do anything for you if you just plonk it on then leave it. Yeah. You might as well just wait. Let's get the physical book done first. The layout person will then you know, work on all the ebook. He'll convert it all, he'll have it ready for us, and we'll keep the files. I mean, by all means, you can still sell the ebook, you guys, to people, because you'll have the files. So you can still like have it on your website and say, hey, ebook version, say $10 or whatever, and people can get it, and then you just get your assistant or whoever to forward the actual file, because they're not downloading it anywhere. But it's more, you know, people buying it through Amazon. It's more, Amazon is the credibility platform.
Okay. So was this process that you went through for ebook only? It wasn't for the hardcover book?
Correct.
Oh, okay. I missed that somewhere along the way. Sorry.
Yes. Our hardcover will be covering off at retreat.
Okay.
And pre-launch and what we should be doing. And
okay. Got it.
Basically me coming on live after being through a bit of a hectic 3 or 4 days with 2 kids parties in the middle of it.
Wow.
So just to talk about how this went to number 1, and just advise and come to some realizations myself that we can actually relaunch books like Gerda's and all that. There's no reason. And I actually noticed a couple of people that I follow, I've got emails from them, and they've had books out for a while and they were doing a 1-day sale. Oh, I never do this, you know, and I never do this, but I'm putting my book on for, and so they're probably reigniting it again. And, you know,
right.
Yeah. So,
cool.
So yeah. But you just take one, whatever I tell you guys to focus on this journey, just focus on that for now. And for you guys, 4 of you who are coming to retreat next week, it's all about your unpacks and getting there to execute the speaking. Because once we have our content, there's so many fun things we can do with it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome, gorgeous. I can't wait to see you next week.
Straight from the gym, looking fabulous, I'm sure.
You look fine. All right, I'll pop you back on mute. All right. Anyone else want to step up and have a bit of a chat with me and ask questions for yourselves? So the only people I haven't heard from, well, Gerda's been chatting to us on the chat box. Yolanda I haven't heard from, but I know Yolanda is our latest author who joined us just on the 1st of November, and she's been, you know, hectically prepping. But I think sometimes you trick yourself there. If you do it very, very quickly, you almost trick yourself into going through with it and not mucking around. So it's been good to be back on Inner Circle. So you guys, we've got 1 more month of Inner Circle. The next I don't know, it's December, it's somewhere on the Inner Circle page. December, Stuart and I usually like to do like a planning and setting up 2019 kind of webinar or Inner Circle call. And that will be our official final Inner Circle, which happens once a month on a Monday at 8 p.m. And what I always say, when I take something away from you, I give you something better. So what I will do consistently is come on weekly within the Secret Ultimate 48-Hour Author Mastermind. I'm going to shut down the Inner Circle secret group, just decluttering again. I'm going to shut it down. I am going to remove all the members so it fully closes down. Of course, we stay in our Ultimate 48-Hour Author Mastermind. Esty's just joined us. Esty, you've come at the back end of the call, but the recording will be up soon. So just so you know. And what I'll do is every Monday after my public live stream at 9 a.m. at 9:30, I'll come in the Secret Mastermind group, and every week I'll deliver awesome updates on cool topics around authoring and marketing. And the new authors or pre and post retreat authors tend to have a lot more questions than the others. So this is a really good time for you guys for Q&A and further questions, asking me topics, and we'll just do it on a weekly basis. I think that'll be a lot better for everyone to just keep in contact and moving forward, and just not getting stuck on this journey. The monthly calls have served us for 5 years. Time to evolve and bring even more value. So that's it for tonight, Esty. I'll take you off mute to just say hello and let you know, since you've made the effort to come on. I've just taken you off mute. We went through everything. I'm going to convert the recording and upload it so that you can watch all of this cool Amazon stuff that I shared, and make sure you have a pen and paper handy to take lots of notes, all right? Bye, gorgeous. All right, guys, that was me.